Welcome to the PrinceOnyx Network. Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your good guy here, PrinceOnyx. I know it's definitely been a while since I've been here, and with all the craziness going on, rather, it's been a minute. Long story short, before we dig into things, I had to put the Confusion series on hold temporarily, and pretty much all of the other productions that were scheduled for this year, just because out of the safety and for the safety of myself and my cast members and crew members, I just couldn't live with knowing if something happened to them, especially during this unprecedented times, these dangerous times. So, long story short, had to put things to rest temporarily, freeze them, put them on hold, just to ensure everybody's safety. But don't worry, we will be back. And in the midst of it, I've been writing some new material that I can't wait to shoot and, get it edited, all that good stuff, and show you guys. But let's go ahead and dive into the video, shall we? So, I recently ended a friendship with someone who I've been friends with for going on practically 4 years, because last month was, I forgot what date exactly, but we had met in 2017 of March, back when I was, doing Confusion 3. And, we got off to a very rocky start. Because at first we were seeking each other out romantically. We connected on OkCupid. Things fizzled out on the romantic side of things, so we stayed platonic. And through the platonicness, I don't know if that's a word, but we're just gonna go ahead and make it up anyway. But through the platonicness, we've had our ups and downs, like many friendships and overall relationships do. We've had our falling outs, our times where we didn't talk to each other for days, weeks. Hell, I think one time we almost didn't talk to each other for like a month, almost. I can't recall if that was last year or 2018. But, we've had those moments, like, any pair of good friends do, or even a group of friends do. But the more that I realized it with the things that have happened earlier this month, and even with the stuff going on now with this current pandemic that we are in, this current crisis, I've realized that this friend, truth be told, was a sociopath. And what I mean by that is that, like, the lack of emotion that they have and will always have, it really shocked me and put me in an awe state, because it's crazy how I came into this year, like most of us did, praying to whomever you pray to. But for me specifically, for those that have been rocking with me, pray to God, the universe, the ancestors, the gods and goddesses, the whole 9 yards. And I prayed that people who no longer serve a purpose or are no longer good in my life be removed. And never once did I think that that person would be one of them. And that's why it's such a shock to me, even now as I continue to think about it. Like, I really have wasted 3 to 4 good years that I cannot get back with this person, throughout the ups and downs, through all the ups and downs, the situations that they've been through. I'm not going to reveal or spill their business, because I had to catch myself. But just all the things that we've, gone through, it just, it's crazy how all that's gone to waste. Because, so a little bit about what's been going on. One of my cousins was in the hospital earlier this month, not due to the virus that you can't really say its name, or well, it don't really matter if they're gonna demonetize me or block me or whatever, but the COVID situation, it wasn't because of that, it was because of some other health reasons. They're back at home, they've been back at home now, so that's fine. But then I found out a childhood friend who, me and them, we grew apart the older that we got, but that's still somebody from my childhood. I found out via their Facebook, because one of their cousins was updating everybody. They were actually in the hospital fighting for their life. Needless to say, they are okay, they're recovering, slowly but surely. And then this past week, unfortunately, I lost an aunt. She was a family friend of my mother's. She was an aunt to me. godmother to my sister and to my brother. Yeah, so she passed away, and that just yeah, that happened. So yeah, that happened. Sorry, that happened, and then I found out that an associate who was a former friend of mine had actually passed away in the 50 car crash pileup here in Chicago on the Kennedy Expressway Wednesday, April 15th, when the snow had came out of nowhere unexpectedly, so they unfortunately had passed away. And I found out from a mutual party of me and him, who, even this person that I found out from, me and them, we didn't even talk. But I decided right then and there, in that moment, after finding out what happened to, after finding out our family friend had passed away, I patched things up with that individual. Not because I was seeking us, being friends all of a sudden, or us, letting bygones be bygones, but it was more so me forgiving them just to clear my debt with them. Like, because me and them would always get into it, clashed, our difference of opinions. They really were not trying to hear all the pro-black talk from me, and they were all like, oh, you're this, you're that, da 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 da, name calling, whole 9 yards. So I patched things up with them, and I told them that, hey, even if you don't respond, I accept that, and that's a-okay, because I'm not looking for a response per se. I'm not looking for a response. I'm just letting you know that, hey, I'm clearing my debt with you, because life is so short. We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. So let's make the best of it. Even in the darkest of times, let's at least attempt to make the best of it. So, then needless to say, they didn't respond, and it's fine. It's perfectly fine. But back to the situation at hand with this friend in particular, the one who I am no longer friends with. I basically was explaining everything to them after we had our little falling out the first weekend of this month. I had explained what all was going on during this time, which, here's the funny part. They were still watching my Instagram and Snapchat stories, but yet didn't bother to reach out. So that right there, it didn't sit well with me. And I'm not saying that they owed me anything. No. But it's just like, if you're seeing what I'm talking about via my stories, oh, and my Facebook stories too, why not reach out? Other people did. Hell, people are still reaching out to me now. Like, people, I'm trying to share my phone is behind the camera. I'm looking for my phone, like, child, it's behind the camera. But people are still reaching out to me. Hey, are you okay? What's going on? Just checking in on you. Because I've always been the strong friend, reaching out to everybody else, making sure they're okay. But, it was rare that people would check in on me, because I'm very private and prideful. I was about to say not so much prideful. That's a lie. But no, because I am very prideful and private, and I don't go sharing things like I used to do in high school, which, whew, thank God. But, it's just like, if you're seeing the stuff that I'm talking about on my stories on all 3 platforms, and you're not taking the time to be like, damn, I know we're not talking right now, but let me reach out to them and see if they're okay. It's like, I don't care what type of argument or situation you and your friend had. If something happened on either side, y'all would break that silent treatment that you're giving to each other and fucking talk. I'm trying not to curse, because I know how the YouTube stuff is now, but it's just like, you would talk. And I just feel like that right there was a sign that this friendship is over. They are no longer in the club of PrinceOnyx. They are outside the club, but they still want access. So I'm like, okay, let me reach out to them. So I reached out to them on Friday, explaining everything. And then they got back to me yesterday. And honestly, when I think about it in hindsight, we were literally talking in circles, because the way that they came off was just very, it is what it is. I don't give a, you need to grow up. Just basically, again, attacking me. And I'm just like, wow. Okay, this is, You know, this is the same person who, again, I'm not going to tell their business, but we've been through some things and they know that we have. And this is how it had to end, you know? And the other crazy part is that, hold on. Oh, okay. So making sure I still got time, child. But the crazy thing is that we came to the conclusion, not even that long ago, that we were essentially soulmates, not in a romantic sense, but in the sense that we've been friends in past lives. And so here we are in this current life, in this current reincarnation of life. And it seems like the friendship is ending, which is, you know, really crazy, because even within those past lives, we both feel as though we were literally friends to the end. Either one person passed before the other, we passed away together, whatever the case is. But with each reincarnation in our past lives, we found each other, we connected once more. You know, it's like you ever feel like it's deja vu when you meet somebody, like you like, I know you from somewhere, and it's not from this time frame, this time period, whatever you want to call it, like it's from in the past. It was like that with us, you know what I'm saying? We were like this. And now when I think about it, I always held space for them, but they never could hold space for me. Not in the way that other friends have shown up for me now, lately. This person could never hold space for me, and they never will. And that's, again, the hardest part about it, is knowing that this person, no matter what, they would never hold space for me. But I would always hold space for them. And again, in our conversation, which I'm not going to show the screenshots to because that's childish and petty, you know, it just became more clear to me that with this person, they really, again, never held space for me at all, but I always held space for them. Now at first, you know, I was very judgmental of them because we came from two different worlds, and it's not like they're ever going to really watch this video because my former friend was born deaf, so they cannot hear. You know, and to go as far as even learning, you know, sign language, it's just like, wow, again, wasted time. Which, yeah, gained a new skill, which I'm still working on, but it's just the fact that, like, I was doing this for my friend because I wanted us to do something other than, you know, talking on the phone. So, you know, talking through text, you know, like, it just sucks at the end of the day. You know, the death of a friendship, you know, having to kill the friendship instead of the person. It just, which is for the better of the both of us. It's just, I was stuck at the crossroads for so long, since, you know, yeah, we've had a falling out April 4th, this month. And yesterday made it 2 weeks that we hadn't talked, even though I had reached out to them on Friday. So I kind of broke the 2-week thing, but, you know, it was just because I had to get it off my chest and off my mind, and I didn't want to wait another day. And again, it's like you were watching my stories, and you're still watching my stories, even though I've restricted you. And, you know, which hell, next step is blocking. So don't worry in the comment section. The next step is to block them, cut them loose. I know, but it's just this will not happen overnight. This won't happen overnight because this is not something that you can just easily throw away. You know, 3 to 4 years. You know, and especially because with them, they know for a fact. I'm sorry, I'm still, you know, just in awe. They knew that I do not like to waste my time with anybody, whether it's a friend or a romantic interest. I don't like to waste my time because I cannot get that time back. So you knowing that, shame on you. And, you know, when, again, I reread the messages, I'm just like, this person is a sociopath, and they're really good at turning their emotions on and off. And it's like, you know what, I'll say this because I don't wish bad on people, but I just know that one of these days they're going to come across somebody who's on their level, but it's going to be in a bad way, to where it shows them, it's like holding up a mirror to somebody, to where they're like, now you see So, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. Just dealing with this because it's added to the grief that I'm already going through and the bereavement. But this too shall pass. This too shall pass. But it sucks. It sucks because this was somebody who we came to the conclusion, that we were friends in a past life. And in each past life, either one person passed away before the other, or we passed away somewhat at the same time because we were friends to the end in our past lives. But it just seems like in this reincarnation, this resurrection of our souls, we just, it's not working this time. And I don't know, maybe I might come back with an update a month from now or 2 months from now and be like, oh, we patched things up and da-da-da-da-da, but not this time. Not this time. Like again, there were times where we would go days to weeks, almost a month without talking to each other because of a falling out. And we got right back on beat. It was like we didn't skip a beat. But this go round, the future is looking very blurry, but it's also looking very grim in the sense of going back may possibly set me back on the path that I'm already on. And it just goes to show that the universe listens to you as much as you think that it doesn't. Because if this is what it had to come to for me to see that this person was not good for me, so be it. I just wish that I could just take back time and just stop myself from even being platonic with them. Like once we stopped being romantically interested in one another, I just wish that I would have said, okay, well, you have a nice life. Knowing me, I don't always mean that when I say that to people, but I just wish that it could have been like we walked away from each other then, but we didn't because our souls were connected and intertwined, not in a romantic sense, but a platonic sense when it comes to being a soulmate. And it just, it's going to take some time. It's not something that you just get overnight, So that's all, you guys. I share this story in hopes that it will help someone else who may be going through this. Like again, believe the person when they show you their true colors that first time, and do with that information what you will. PrinceOnyx signing out. Peace.